This prestigious instrument, delivered by Astrophysics, enters the club of the very finest 5-inch refractor telescopes in the world. Made for those who demand premium apochromatic performance and portability, yet with enough light gathering power to make deep sky observing possible. Best known for its imaging capabilities, absolutely jaw-dropping visual applications, and extreme portability, the Astrophysics 130 GTX is the culmination of years developing optical design. I took delivery of my 130 GTX after being on the waiting list for just over 9 years. The cost for this optical wonder was $7,950 US, plus shipping and applicable taxes. It comes to no surprise, given the limited production numbers released, that when they come up for sale in the second-hand market, prices can range from $9,000 to $15,000 US. 3 stainless steel knobs secure your hardware to the 2-inch visual back. The weight of the optical tube alone is 18 pounds, including 2 multi-radius bases for quick-release finder brackets. A 2-inch desiccant adapter is highly recommended to absorb any moisture trapped inside the optical tube, preventing internal mold growth, which is a deadly enemy of coatings and glass. Replacing the desiccant silica gel packages when required is critical. Failure to do so might cost you thousands of dollars in service and shipping fees in the best case, and in the worst case, render your fine optical instrument useless. It also functions as a dust cap. This particular unit is from particle wave technology and is no longer in production, but others are available from manufacturers such as Farpoint Astronomical. The 2-inch visual back adapter is designed for critical applications and heavy loads such as CCD cameras. A brass locking ring prevents your 2-inch barrels from scratches and dents. More than a dozen knife-edge buffles are machined into the wall of the draw tube and painted flat black in order to maximize contrast by essentially eliminating any internal reflections. There are 2 adjuster screws located on the underside of the housing. By slightly tightening or loosening the screws, one changes the resistance that is felt when turning the focuser knobs. They should be adjusted equally. A locking brake is also provided in the form of a thumb screw located on the underside of the focuser block. It allows you to quickly change the tension when using heavier eyepieces or to completely lock the focuser, depending on the pressure exerted. A step-down adapter from 3.5 to 2.7 inch is provided. This adapter will thread to the 2-inch visual back. They will both slide into the rear of the focuser, secured in place by 3 locking thumb screws. Focus travel is a generous 115 millimeters or 4.5 inches. We can achieve focus by turning the black focuser knob. A Feather Touch micro edge focuser provides 9:1 fine focusing when using the smaller gold knob. Coatings for this instrument feature multi-layer broadband, overall transmission greater than 97%, and peak visual wavelengths. The exceptional multi-coated triplet oil-spaced Apochromatic uses the latest in multi-coating technology with the highest grade of optical glass to achieve exemplary image brightness and excellent color correction. Color correction is ideal for all visual and imaging needs. The Nikon D810A is the best full-frame DSLR deep sky astrophotography camera out in the market that was designed exclusively to reveal the secrets of the universe and will surely take your passion for the cosmos out of this world. The Nikon D810A body alone will set you back $3,800 US. The image sensor in the D810A is optimized specifically for astrophotography. Its specialized image sensor is 4 times more sensitive to H-alpha red tones than an ordinary DSLR. Nikon has discontinued this model some time ago. If you wish to capture the beauty of the night sky, you will need a matching T-ring to connect your DSLR camera to the telescope and shoot at prime focus. In my case, I have a Nikon camera, so a Nikon T-ring will be required. Next, a photo adapter is needed. Again, I will insist in 2-inch over 1.25" if possible. Thread the Nikon T-ring to the photo adapter. William Optics makes precise and fine hardware for this application. You will then install the T-ring end that is connected to the photo adapter, just like you would install any camera lens. If you have a Nikon, like I do, match the silver or white dots and turn anti-clockwise to the 12 o'clock position until you hear a click. For removal, hold down the button that will release the lens mounting system and turn clockwise until the adapter releases. The 819mm focal length and focal ratio of f6.3 allows a full range of eyepiece designs, from simple to complex, to produce extremely sharp planetary images. performance has already become legendary among imagers. Finally, just slide the camera that now has the photo adapter mounted to the Astrophysics 2-inch tube holder, and you're all set for taking shots of your favorite night sky target. If you are using photographic filters on a DSLR camera, then the filters will thread to the photographic adapter. The rings are felt-lined in order to protect the finishing of the optical tube. The rings feature a hinge assembly that includes stainless steel hardware. Also, each ring is supplied with a knurled and stainless steel thumb screw for closure. The set of 2 Astrophysics rings will set you back $450 US. A Teleview bridge plate will prove to be a convenient support handle aside from a mounting base for a wide range of different accessories. A set of Astrophysics riser blocks will be required to adapt the rings to a BT Technologies D-style plate. The plate is a work of art on its own. They don't come cheap at $245 US. A clever CNC machined, hollowed out rib design on the underside saves on weight while maintaining rigidity and strength. The weight of the 2 rings, top handle bridge plate and the BT D plate is 6.5 pounds. Several spacing options to accommodate different types of rings have been implemented. Optical tube and focuser conveniently come apart into portable components that will allow for air travel. The Astrophysics 3.5-inch focuser with a greaseless draw tube offers unparalleled precision for imaging and visual applications. A useful feature is a focusing scale with millimeter graduations that will enable you to return to a particular position easily. Optional covers are available from Astrophysics for the rear end of the optical tube and focuser. When the instrument is taken apart for either storage or transportation, these caps are indispensable in order to keep dust and other contaminants away from your optics. This is a 2-inch Astrophysics Max Bright diagonal with dielectric coatings. To take maximum advantage of your optical system's light gathering power, it's best to choose 2-inch options when possible. They are among the finest in the world and don't come cheap at $400 US. The diagonal also features a brass compression ring and slides into the 2-inch Astrophysics tube holder. The rotatable focuser style is incorporated in its design. The captain's wheel locking collar is loosened to rotate the focuser and then tightened to lock the focuser at any chosen angle. To remove the focuser, one simply unscrews the collar completely. Next follows the eyepiece, which will provide the magnification desired. More on this topic in my future videos. The 2-inch TeleVue 17mm ethos has an astonishing field of view of 100 degrees. At 1,073 Canadian dollars plus applicable tax, is an expensive piece of glass that we certainly do not want falling out while observing. We will require to remove the 2-inch, 2-inch-and-a-quarter adapter reducer that was an optional accessory when purchasing the 2-inch Astrophysics diagonal. We then gently slide in the eyepiece and lock it in place. At this point, we are ready for visual observation. This is a battered 2-inch extender tube. It is threaded to accept most 2-inch astronomical filters and features a click lock system that I find to be very practical when used in the dark. On some occasions, when the focuser travel is not enough, you will then employ extenders. And as the name implies, it will extend the travel of the focuser. The extender slides into the tube holder. The rest of the optical train will follow. 2-inch diagonal and eyepiece. For land viewing, you will need a 45-degree erect prism. William Optics is a good option that will turn upside-down images right side up and give correct left to right image. The William Optics 2-inch erect prism will simply take the place of the 2-inch Astrophysics diagonal. You will then turn to the same eyepieces used for the night sky. Next, you will need a sturdy mount. If you choose among the finest in the world, such as Astrophysics, Takahashi, or Paramount, like I did, expect to splurge $15,000 to $20,000 US. And this does not include extras, such as in the case of Astrophysics, for counterweights, polar scope, saddle, and mounting plates. Allocate an additional $3,000 to $4,000 US for all of these. For a tripod, I purchased a 10-inch portable pier from Particle Wave Technology. I will include the link in the description for my video on this. My favorite range of eyepieces from TeleVue are 4.7mm ethos, 31mm Nagler, 13mm ethos, 11mm Apollo, 41mm Panoptic, and at last but not least, the 21mm ethos. I have others from Pentax, TeleVue, and Butter in my collection. Using a Binoviewer in your observing experience takes it to a whole new level using both eyes. I chose the Mohr 2 Binoviewer system with a power switch option. Keeping both eyes open when stargazing with your telescope minimizes eye fatigue. With the power switch option, you can select from 3 different magnifications, effectively tripling your eyepieces. While you need to double up on the eyepieces at double the cost, the results are outstanding and rewarding. At $1,400 US, it's worth the investment. Each eyepiece is secured in place with a locking ring. This is an Astrophysics quick release finder bracket ring system and the Takahashi 7x50 illuminated finder scope. I have a preference for finder scope bracket ring systems that offer 6-point of adjustments for more accuracy and easier aligning. These accessories will add up to another $700 US. For mounting a smaller finder scope on the telescope itself, an Astrophysics multi-radio space for quick release finder bracket will be required. The bracket features a safety stop to prevent the finder scope from sliding off should the locking thumb screws ever become loose while observing. It is my preference to install 2 of these brackets, which will provide me with the option to mount the finder scope to the left or right of the instrument. Being able to do so makes it very convenient at times. The optics on Takahashi finder scopes are razor sharp and superb, as expected. The focusing is smooth. The illuminated capability is a plus and much appreciated. The Takahashi 7x50 illuminated finder scope is top-notch quality. The finder scope is a key component that will allow you to locate objects in the sky and place them in the field of view of your telescope. Butter planetarium filters in 2-inch are my choice for viewing planetary details, such as the polar ice caps on Mars, or Jupiter's tapestry of colorful stripes and spots, the cloud bands that encircle the planet, and the cyclonic storms dotting it from pole to pole. Also Saturn with the Cassini division, and clouds that appear as faint stripes, jet streams, and storms. Both faces of these filters feature the finest 7-layer hard multi-coatings with 0.25% residual reflections. Filters, in essence, will block undesired wavelengths of light while transmitting others, resulting in views of certain details that are enhanced and of higher contrast, as you see here with this red filter. Extremely high transmissions provide maximum contrast to bring out planetary details even when smaller telescopes are used. Filters may be stacked without image degradation or ghosting in order to provide even narrower passbands. Astrophysics introduced the reimagined Gran Turismo at the Northeast Astronomy Forum on April 18th of 2015. The triplet lens is the same extraordinary quality that you have come to expect from astrophysics. No reduction in sharpness, even at high magnifications, or when using the filter far ahead of the focal plane, as per in digital imaging, or in front of a diagonal or binoviewer. In addition to planetary, deep sky and photographic filters can quickly add up to many thousands of US dollars if one is not selective. Teleview, Lumicon, Batter, and Astronomic are just a few of the main players that supply exquisite filters. Oxygen 3, Ultra High Contrast, H-Beta, and Deep Sky are the most popular and useful deep sky filters if you're on a limited budget and only want to own just a handful of them. A variable polarizer filter is very useful to highlight lunar surface details. Filters can be installed at the bottom of the eyepiece barrel. But you may encounter times when the filters extend far beyond the eyepiece barrel, and when inserting the eyepiece into the diagonal, it may scratch the delicate mirror if coming into contact, should the diagonal not feature any safety stop. Filters may be installed on the threads of tube extenders, or, as I prefer, to the nose piece of the diagonal. This last option makes it easy in the dark to switch eyepieces and use the same filter. Astrophysics provides for a hardwood case with gray vinyl covering and foam-lined interior to protect your instrument when in storage or transportation. A conveniently designed, extendable and retractable dew shield will offer protection for the precious optics. However, a dew shield is not enough to protect your telescope from dew and ending your observing session. A dew heater system is required to address this very common problem, especially in winter and in sealed optical tubes, such as refractors or Schmidt-Cassegrain telescopes. We start with the power source, and I have chosen a Celestron Power Tank Lithium Pro for this purpose. It features red light for use while observing and white light for when the stargazing is over, in addition to USB ports to charge up your devices in the field. A 2-inch strap is supplied so that you can attach the power tank to fit your tripod leg where it is out of the way. A heater band to match the width of your telescope should be placed just under the dew shield and around the location of the lens cell on the optical tube in order to provide the best heat transmission for optimum results and to save power consumption. For the main component of this system, I chose a Kendrick Astro Instruments Premier Power Controller Unit, which has many ports for additional heater bands that can be used on eyepieces, finder and auto guider systems, piggyback mounted camera with a lens, and other accessories that require to be heated. Connecting the heating band is relatively intuitive. The power is delivered from the Celestron power tank through a 12-volt car adapter port. Kendrick humidity and temperature sensors are features included with the Kendrick Premier Controller Unit for maximum efficiency use. The Astrophysics 130 GTX is a remarkable imaging instrument, designed with a discerning astrophotographer in mind and equally outstanding for visual applications. This is the largest refractor size possible, while still remaining very portable, and yet still deliver a strong punch when it comes to stargazing. A true jack of all trades and lifetime keeper for sure. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Wishing you clear skies. Stay tuned for my next Astro Gear video.